Right, good evening. This is just a video running through my 10 favourite tools, or the tools that I use the most. This is kind of inspired by all the videos on YouTube at the moment, sort of recommending, 10 stocking fillers or 10 presents for makers or whatever for Christmas. This isn't really that. It's just the 10 things I use the most and enjoy using. For context, I run a property maintenance business, so I do quite a wide variety of work, and I find these things are invaluable. So, in no particular order, first up, this is the Tracer pencil. It's called a deep hole marking pencil. It's effectively a fancy mechanical pencil, but it's got a few nice features. It comes in this sort of, I suppose, holster, so you can clip it into a work belt or into your pocket, whatever. It comes with a little sharpener. There you are. So rather than messing around with a knife, you can just put it in, turn it around, and it sharpens it. Also, its real party trick is you can extend the lead to get into a deep hole, so it's really useful. If you're doing something quite fine, you make sure you keep it sharp, and you've always got the sharpener on you. If you need to mark a deep hole, you can. It's just a really good all-round pencil, and since I got one, I've not used anything else. I think it cost me about 15 quid in the UK. Bought it at Screwfix Live, and it's really useful. You can get different coloured lead. So if you're marking up a darker material, you can get different colours for those kind of materials. I tend to just use the standard lead, but there are options. So it's really, really useful bit of kit. I'm not advertising Makita specifically, it's just a handy table. The next thing, what should we do? Yeah, this is a laser level. Again, I mean, these have been around for a while now, and everyone bangs on about them, but they are so useful. Great for transferring marks from floor to ceiling. Great for putting up shelving. Brilliant for curtain poles and curtain tracks. This is the fairly cheap red laser one. There are also green laser ones. They're easy to see outdoors. You get ones that do like 360 and all the rest of it. This doesn't do that. It's a pretty basic one. I think I paid about 100 quid in the UK. Takes, I think it's 3 AA batteries or maybe AAA. But I don't find it's that thirsty, in all fairness. And I think once you get a laser level, you sort of don't look back. There's always a place for levels, of course. But it's very, very handy. Like if you're fitting a kitchen, you can just run it all around the room and use it to sort of set your working heights. Great for tiling. Really useful. I'm sure many of you watching have got one of these. Next up, very cheap, a little 2 meter tape measure. Now, obviously, for doing sort of proper work, I use like a 5 or an 8 meter or something like that. But this is dead handy just to put in your pocket. I don't want to be carting around a tape measure, but this just goes in my pocket, and it's so useful just for sort of quickly measuring stuff up or checking stuff without carting around a big tape measure. They cost like 2-3 quid when you're paying at a till. They normally got them by the tills. Very, very handy just to have on you. It just disappears in your pocket. You don't know it's there, but it's very useful to have. Next up, I'd say this. This is called the Joey pouch. I think you get 2 sizes. This is the standard size, and there is a bigger one. This is the only one I've got. Very useful. The kind of work I do, I tend not to really need a tool belt as such, but I do want to have a few bits and pieces on me, like maybe a snap-off knife, a a small spirit level, the pencil, whatever it might be, and it's dead useful. I recently did a fencing job at home and I just loaded this out with framing nails. The great thing about it is it just clips onto your belt and you haven't got to mess around with a tool belt, and you can have 1 or 2 of these on you. It's up to you, but it's just a kind of halfway house between not having a tool belt and having your pockets full of stuff and a full-on tool belt, which is just a bit cumbersome and heavy, and generally speaking you don't need that much stuff when you're working. These are really good. I think it's about 35 quid. Really nice. Very, very handy if you're not into tool belts like I am. Next up, this. It's the Wera ratcheting screwdriver. I think, what's this one? This is the, what's this called? The 8251RA, whatever that is. Ratcheting screwdriver. It's also got a setting so it doesn't ratchet, which is handy in certain circumstances. Wera, so it's great quality. Inside the handle, you just push the top in. You've got a selection of most commonly used bits. So for me in England, I've got a small and medium-sized slotted Phillips 1, Phillips 2, and Posi 1, Posi 2, all contained. This is so good. I quite often, if I'm putting some up on a wall, I quite often just grab this rather than an impact. It's just obviously just easier just to grab this, and it just makes light work of putting screws into plugs, into walls. Very, very useful bit of kit. I've really enjoyed this, and I very rarely reach for other screwdrivers. So that's that. What next? Oh yeah, this is a fairly recent acquisition. An 18-volt fan. I got this in the summer after meaning to get it for many, many years, but the time I thought about buying it, the brief summer in England would be over. This runs off an LXT 18-volt battery. I think the fan width or diameter is about 6 inches, something like that, which did put me off, but actually this has got more than enough clout. You can adjust the tilt of the fan. You've got 3 settings for your speed. You can also have got a timer, so you can tell it that you just want it to be on for 1, 2 or 4 hours. Very, very useful. I got it this summer because we had some time in England where it was really hot, and to be able to work with this on was an absolute lifesaver. I should have got one years ago. It's very, very handy, and it's good at home as well. You can just put it on the coffee table, just sort of cool you down. The fact it's cordless is a real touch as well. No messing around with cables. You've got a rafter hook there, and a carrying handle. So yeah, if you're on a battery platform and you live in a country where you sometimes get hot summers, definitely get a fan. You wish you got one earlier. I've loved it. Don't need it now though in England because it's currently raining and very windy. What next? So what are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Next up, Milwaukee 1505. Everyone's favourite utility knife, but this is absolutely brilliant. I use this multiple times a day. Blade locks, just takes a normal Stanley blade. Nice ergonomics. It's got a slot here for a spare blade. Mine doesn't really retain the blade anymore, so the spare blade falls out, which is annoying, but it's still a great knife. Its party trick though is it's got this 1/4 inch bit driver, and it comes with a Phillips 2 head and a slotted. And I tell you, I can't tell you how many times a day I use this rather than going to get a screwdriver or whatever. It's really useful, and it's held up to daily use for probably a good 18 months now. It's a little bit used. Belt clips, really useful. I just put it on my pocket. It's fantastic. If I lost this, I'd definitely get another one. It's brilliant. Costs about 20-25 quid in the UK. Well worth it. And the bit driver is so handy. Right, I think I was saying the bit driver is so handy. There was a power cut, actually. In boring England, we never really get stuff like that. So that was a bit exciting for about 10 minutes. I mean, it wasn't a Hurricane Helene or anything, but it's quite exciting for southeast England. So yeah, anyway, Milwaukee 1505, brilliant. So I think we're up to 7. What next? Right. Yeah, this next one. These are Stihl Bluetooth ear defenders. So Stihl, as I'm sure you know, make chainsaws and garden stuff and arboricultural stuff. Tree surgeons use them a lot, etc. I do a lot of painting and decorating, and obviously use power tools and whatnot. So need to wear ear defenders for a prolonged amount of time. These are superb because obviously I can pair them with my phone and listen to a podcast. So if you're spending hours and hours a day like sanding or something, these are absolutely brilliant. You're protecting your ears from dust extractors and sanders and whatever power tool you're using, but you can keep yourself entertained as well. I've used these probably daily for I don't know, probably a couple of years. They might not look like it, but I look after my stuff. If it gets dusty, I blow it off. If it gets any paint on it, I try and wipe it off. These are really, really good. I think these are about maybe 80 quid in England, something like that. The charge, I mean, I reckon I charge these every probably 4 to 6 weeks, maybe something like that. Not often. And you get a lot of warning, like they start beeping maybe first thing in the morning. You'll get the whole day out of them, just beeping slightly annoyingly, but you can still use them. I believe you can get replacement sort of rubber bits for them, like if these start to rot because of sweat and whatever. I might be wrong, but I'm almost certain that you can get replacements. So these are invaluable. I used to sort of use Apple earbuds sort of tucked inside a normal pair of ear defenders, and it was just rubbish. It was just really annoying. You take the ear defenders off and the earbud would fall out. I'm sure you've all been there. These are very, very good. Put them down. Let's put them here. They deserve a prominent position. Next up, I kind of ummed and ahed about whether to choose my head torch or pocket torch. I went for the pocket torch. This is the Fenix E12. Takes a AA battery. It's got 3 settings. I believe the highest setting is 300 lumens. Now, a lot of these torches you get, like in the EDC community, like the Olights and whatnot, they kick out like 1 million lumens, and they can light up 10 square miles or something. I mean, I'm exaggerating for effect, but this is so handy to have. Again, it's a bit like the tape measure. To have a little torch in your pocket is very useful. It's got a clip, so you can either clip it in your pocket or you can clip it to the peak of a cap. I don't clip it onto my cap. I don't wear caps. Very, very useful. I mean, again, I use this multiple times every day, and I also pocket carry it outside of work as well. I think like torches and like multi-tools are just so useful. Like my EDC is always a torch, and then at work it's the 1505, and then outside of work I carry I'll show you, a Victorinox Compact. I just think a torch is an essential carry for me, plus some kind of multi-tool. Victorinox Compact out of work and the 1505 in work. So big fan of torches generally for EDC and pocket carry, and this is what I use, the Fenix E12. I actually found out about this on a guy called Zach in the Wild. He likes these. I took his recommendation, and it's been brilliant. So that's that. So I think we're on to the last thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is really slick, isn't it? The last thing is this. It's a dust extraction unit that goes on an SDS drill. Now, I bought my then new SDS drill. I'll try and zoom out a bit. Can I zoom out? Yes. So this is my SDS drill. This is what is this one? Makita DHR 242. This is quite popular. It's got plenty of guts. I've core drilled like a 5-inch hole in the wall with this. I mean, you've got to take it gently, but I've done it. It's brilliant. Drill, hammer drill, chisel, really, really good. Runs off one 18-volt battery. Turns out, though, it takes a dust extractor, which I found out afterwards. So I got this on a bit of a whim. And wow, it just clips on like this. And you can adjust how far this goes in. So it's like a depth control. Connects all the muck there. If the filter starts to get clogged, that gives it a bash. You can obviously empty it. It's very, very useful because I do a lot of work in people's houses or in, inhabited places. So you don't want dust flying everywhere. So what I used to do is just sort of hold a Hoover nozzle or vacuum nozzle up by the drill, and it's a bit of a pain. This just takes care of all that. It's so handy. Very, very useful. It just saves so much time. You can just go along, few holes, plug, screw, done. No messing about with dragging in vacuum cleaners, hoovers, dust extraction. It's just a one-stop shop. I think this extractor was about 60 quid. Honestly, it's one of the best 60 quids I've ever spent. Very, very useful. I mean, I can't imagine ever using it or having an SDS drill that isn't compatible with one of these. Absolutely invaluable. I kind of feel... Oh, I'll put that then. I don't know. Put that there. I kind of feel I should pick maybe the top 3. And I would say that's... like, if I lost all these 10 things, which 3 would I replace? I think it's very easy. It's very easy. In no particular order. Definitely these ear defenders. To be able to protect my ears and listen to podcasts at work. Invaluable. I would have to say a torch. I just couldn't live without a torch. I need to use a torch more than a knife, although it is close. I don't know. I'm going to cheat, actually. I'm going to say the torch and that. I'm going to combine it, which is cheating, but whatever. And I'm going to say this, the SDS vacuum attachment. These things, if I lost all these 10 things, I would immediately replace the SDS attachment, these headphones, and the Milwaukee and the torch. I'm just going to say 4. Very, very useful tools. So that's it. If you're still watching, you're a glutton for punishment, but thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.